Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back in the Star Wars The Vintage Collection action figure review. Today, taking a look at the new Star Wars The Vintage Collection, The Bad Batch Hunter. And it's been a long time coming to finally get at least a member of the Bad Batch in 3 3/4 Vintage Collection. We've had the Black Series for at least a couple of years now at this point, and I'm surprised it's taken Vintage Collection this long to release any of the members. Happy to finally get one. Hopefully they release the rest in not too long. Hopefully, but they haven't even announced. I don't think any of the other, or they just haven't shown. I don't know if they've shown any in the pipeline or not. I can't remember. But anyways, take a look at Hunter. It is very cool to finally get him in 3 1/4 inch. So taking a closer look at him at the packaging first. Really like the card back on this one. The Bad Batch logo there. And you've got Hunter. I think a pretty nice image of Hunter from, I think, the first season, maybe in the first episode of the Bad Batch figure in the packaging. And on the back, just other figures that are available. I previously reviewed Admiral Piet just before this. I will probably get the Cassian Andor Aldhani mission eventually. He was at the, I got this at GameStop if you couldn't tell. He was at GameStop as well. I decided to pass on him for now. I have the Clone Trooper coming, and I've also reviewed Cassian and Cal previously. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the packaging. So get this guy cracked open and take a closer look at the figure. So I have Hunter out of the packaging, and this figure is what I expected, which is very good. It's a very good figure. If you are a Black Series collector as well as Vintage Collection, and you have the previous Black Series Hunter, you'll kind of know what to expect to a certain extent. They're very similar, just kind of scaled down to 3 1/4 inch in a way. I feel like there are some things this figure might do a little better, and there's some things I think the Black Series does a little better. But yeah, if you are a strictly 3 1/4 inch collector and you've been waiting to get Hunter and the members of the Bad Batch, you finally have what you've been waiting for. This is a great Hunter figure. And he doesn't have any of his accessories on. I'm just taking a closer look at the figure first. You do have the head sculpt, the unhelmeted Hunter head sculpt. I think looks really good. I might even like it a little more than the Black Series. We'll see. I will compare the two. But I think it's very well done. The tattoos look good. The face print for his features, his eyes and whatnot, I think look very good. The hair is sculpted really nicely. He's got his bandana sculpted there with a little printing of his skull on the bandana, which I think looks clean and very good. The armor looks nice. It doesn't have all those sculpted dings and scratches that the Black Series one had, but it does have a few places here and there where you've got a little bit of silver scuffing to show that the armor has been worn a bit, which I think is kind of nice. The paint apps themselves are okay. The black on this side kind of missed its mark a bit, but then this side looks a bit better. The 99 logos on his shoulders look pretty clean. There is some paint scuffaging on the shoulders, on the red, where I actually cannot tell if it's intentional or not. I'm going to be honest. I'm assuming it's intentional, but if it isn't, then it's really sloppy. I'm assuming it's intentional, though. The arms look good, and does have his sheath on his left arm there, which looks good. It's a nice sculpted detail at the connection part for the backpack. It's kind of detail that wasn't necessary, but it's appreciated that they added. The sculpt of the bodysuit underneath, where you can see it, I think looks pretty good as well. The leg armor looks good. The red stripes, I think, are pretty clean. And yeah, I mean, not a whole lot to talk about. I think it's a really good looking Hunter figure. I think they did a pretty good job. In terms of articulation, he's got all the modern articulation, dumbbell joint at the neck, which he looks up a decent amount, looks down a bit, pivots a little bit, rotation. Hinges in the shoulders, move very well, and the shoulder pads are actually using the same engineering that the newer Black Series troopers have been using, with that kind of sandwiched in ring piece, so that the shoulder pad will actually move with the shoulder articulation, which I think is really cool to see that at this smaller scale. They are soft plastic though, so they will get out of the way regardless. Single hinge at the elbow, which move pretty far in, which is nice. Swivels at the wrist, swivels up and down hinge at the trigger hand, in and out at the normal grip hand on the left side here. Torso joint doesn't actually go back very far, crunches forward just a little bit. Mainly you're getting rotation and a little bit of pivots. Nothing too crazy there. The new style hinges in the hips split all the way out, and and they kick forward. And a cool thing here is that they actually gave enough space for the armor to actually go underneath the waist armor, so that you don't have to like rotate and then kick out. You can just kick right out. I think that's pretty cool. That's something even the Black Series one doesn't do, so worth noting there. Nice little bit of new engineering. But swivel cut at the thigh, which is completely basically hidden by the armor, which I really like that. That's very nice. Single hinges at the knees that move a bit past 90. Single hinges at the ankles that move up a little bit, move down a fair amount, and ankle rockers. So yeah, that is very cool. He articulates very well. You'll be able to get a plethora of poses with this guy. One thing to note is he's supposed to have stand peg holes in his feet, but they're extremely shallow and will not, you can't, they're not, they're decorative. For some reason, I don't know why they did that. But yeah, you're not going to be able to use stands with pegs for this figure for whatever reason they decided to do that. Accessory wise, comes with a fair amount of stuff. You do obviously have the bits of his armor. So you have the backpack. I think this looks sculpted pretty good. A little bit of red paint. And you just plug that on the back. It actually plugs in really nice and securely. He isn't just falling off of that. So that's really nice. Does make him ever so slightly back heavy, but it's pretty good. Does have his helmet, which looks really nice. It's a very soft plastic, but luckily in the packaging it wasn't all warped. So that's really good. I think the paint's really well done on it. I'm a really big fan of the design of Hunter's helmet. And that goes over his head, and that looks really good as well. Like how that looks great. Then he comes with his various weaponry. You do have his little knife. You get gray for the hilt and silver paint for the blade. Unfortunately, none of that yellow line detailing on this one, which I guess I could forgive because of the size, but it would have still been nice to have it. But you can have him hold it. I don't know. Either hand can hold it. I don't think it matters. But it looks good. And then you can store that in the sheath here. I don't know if it matters which way you go or not. I think you're supposed to go that way. It fits in better that way. But it fits in nice and securely. It's not going to fall out. So that's really good. You also get his pistol. You get a little DC-17 pistol, which you've seen plenty of times before. He only has a trigger finger on the left hand, but you could get him holding either hand if you wanted to. Would have been nice if they included a holster for this gun. I know it was kind of spotty in the show. Sometimes it'd just literally just be like stuck on his leg, and other times they'd have a dedicated holster. I think once they started making him have the pistol kind of be his main kind of weapon, they started giving him a holster. I know the Hot Toys figure has a holster. It would have been nice if this guy had it, especially since it's been a couple of years since the show first aired at this point. Would have been a nice little inclusion to have some storage for this weapon, or maybe even have the backpack open or something. I don't know. But still nice that he includes it, though. And then you do get a new sculpt for the Commando blaster. It is quite small, especially compared to the old mold. It is similar to the Black Series in that regard, where I will say I do think it's probably a little too small, but it's not too bad. You can get them holding two hands pretty easily. Looks pretty good. And a little nice feature that I don't think is technically an intended feature, but these little rectangle slots on the bottom of his backpack actually fit the little clip, little ammo clip on the blaster. So you can actually tab in the blaster to the back of the backpack and actually store it. And it's actually a really solid connection. Like obviously if you tap it, it'll probably come off. You have to tap it with a bit of force to get it to come off. Obviously it'll pop off if you do that. But just stand there or moving it around, it won't come off. So that's actually a really nice little maybe unintended feature, but pretty cool all the same. So yeah, it's a really solid figure. I think out of the vintage collection figures I picked up this year, probably one of my favorites for sure. Very nice, very well articulated, looks great. A good array of accessories, all the accessories that I'd expect anyways. Very, very nice. I am looking forward to getting the rest of the team at this scale. I hope it doesn't take years to do that. Hopefully they are coming soon. That would be good. But before I end off here, we will do some comparisons. So here he is with his Black Series counterpart. I think these are both excellent figures. The Black Series Hunter is still probably one of my favorite Black Series figures in my collection. I think they did such a good job with that mold with this figure, and I like them both a lot. I haven't messed with the Three Orange one enough to, definitively say which one I like more. Honestly, I think I like them both pretty equally. They're pretty much the same figure, just different scales. I think that's okay. If you collect both, both lines, you know what to expect for both figures. Whether you need to get both of them or not, it's kind of up to you, I guess. If you just collect Black Series, you have a great Black Series 6-inch scale Hunter. If you only collect 3¼ inch, now you have a great Hunter figure. If you missed out on the Black Series Hunter and you really want a Hunter figure, go for the 3¼ inch one. I wouldn't pay crazy secondary market prices for the Black Series Hunter. I don't think he's worth it. But yeah. Take their helmets off real quick just to show that. I think they both look pretty good. The Black Series one does have kind of the glossy syndrome that a lot of Black Series face printed figures have. They're both pretty good, honestly. I think I might prefer the 3¼ inch one sculpt just a little bit, but honestly, they're both really good. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite out of the two. I like them both. Oh my god. And then another thing real quick is I would like to see them reuse the Hunter mold for Republic Commandos. They've done it in Black Series. We're getting a standard Republic Commando from Bad Batch and Black Series, and we've gotten the entirety of Delta Squad reusing the Hunter mold. I know a lot of people had issues with that. I personally didn't have too many issues with it. I really like those figures a lot, and you can watch my Black Series Delta Squad video if you want to hear my full thoughts on that. I'm not going to get into it now. But just comparing him with the older, like 2010, 2011 boss from the 5-pack, to see kind of how they look together. And I think this new mold, would work really well for new modern commandos, just making some minor differences. I think the bulkiness wise, they're pretty much the same. Like the legs are about the same bulkiness, the torso is about the same bulkiness, the helmets for sure. I think all they really would need to do is I kind of would like them to see them do different molded arms for the Republic Commandos. Those are a little bulkier and look a little different, but aside from that, I think this guy repainted, remolded into the Delta Squad Republic Commandos, and honestly any Clone Commandos they wanted to do, I'd be all over those. I would definitely buy this mold in every flavor that Hasbro decides to put out. But yeah, that's about it. Overall, great figure that I definitely recommend. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you.